What's happening, everybody? Sean, joined again by my son, Trey. And today on Reactions to the Classics, we have a song battle. We have Radiohead variants. We got Muse, Sunburn versus Coldplay Trouble, brought to us by friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, David. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, we can't do all these videos without the patrons. Check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. Now, David sent along some thoughts. He knows a ton about music, Trey.
Yeah.
What's he got to say?
David notes, it's my theory, without taking anything away from either band, that the Coldplay is for people who wished Radiohead kept making music like the Bends, and Muse is for people who wished Radiohead kept making music like OK Computer. I like that analogy right there.
I do, and I love both of those albums, so I guess I'm that guy.
I want to add that back in my late teens and early 20s, I was something of a music snob. My sister still claims I am one. And I once had an extreme hatred for Coldplay. I once loved Coldplay back in the year 2000 and actually told people to look out for them because they were going to be huge. Well, hey, David, you were correct on that. Fast forward to 2005, the house I'm living in switched cable providers, and we had a station that showed concerts, one of them being Coldplay. I watched part of it, and it struck me the similarities between them and U2, particularly with Chris Martin and Bono. There's a band I hated more than Coldplay. It was U2.
Hi, man. I love U2.
So for the better part of 18 years, I refused to listen to any Coldplay. Recently, a YouTuber did a discography dive on them, and I rediscovered my fondness for Coldplay. It was like running into an ex and remembering that what made me fall in love with her in the first place. In my older age, I've mellowed out quite a bit and have no time for music snobbery. I still have a love for Parachutes and a rush of blood to the head. Everything else is just not for me, and that's okay. Well, that is well said right there.
I thought it was too. And he says, I got into Muse from a friend of mine who knew Radiohead was my favorite band. Unlike Coldplay, I never got a hatred for Muse. Back in 2004, I was obsessed with their album Absolution, which I personally think is the closest they came to making a perfect album. That's a fantastic album, by the way. I literally played that album on repeat for a week straight until that same friend of mine burned me a mixed CD for the Mars Volta, and my obsession shifted. Between Coldplay and Muse, I think Muse's lead singer Matt Bellamy sounds more like Tom York. I listened to Muse on the regular until 2009's The Resistance, which didn't do much for me. Even though I'm calling these bands Radiohead variants, I think both bands have now found their own sound and voice and have had remarkably long and successful careers. I agree with that. That was a really good write-up.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do the Muse song. We're going to start with that, Sunburn, off the Showbiz album in 1999. Their debut, fourth single, 22 in the UK, making it their first song to enter the top 40. First track on the album. The lyrics, as Matthew Bellamy, the lead singer, as we just learned, said, it's about like a moth flying to the light bulb. It's like that, but a spaceman going towards the sun, wanting to get away from the earth because it had nothing.
Ooh. Their drummer also noted that Sunburn is a song that happened in the studio about 2 years ago. I remember Matt playing around with the line on the piano and then on the guitar. Then the rest of us joined in. It's a song we still love playing live and always will. It's about moving into a new world, mentally or physically, realizing it's not what you thought it was going to be.
So just a jam session jam session in the studio. So we're going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, David.
That incessant piano melody.
Yeah, I was going to say on the verses, it's nice.
definitely mid-90s Radiohead.
I was gonna say, I would have never heard it unless he pointed it out, but definitely. All right, Sunburn by Muse. I don't know if I heard this song and would have thought it's Radiohead, but once it was pointed out by David, the OK Computer, like this 100% could have been on OK Computer itself. You mentioned it, the piano and the verses going into the heavy guitar and the chorus. It's a great dichotomy.
No, and that solo, man, definitely very Johnny Greenwood inspired right there with the screeching guitar. And yeah, man, Matt Bellamy really does have some York-esque vocals. I think I first heard Muse, Dad, back when they came out with the song Starlight. I remember that being on the old school iPod in the mid to late 2000s.
That's right.
But besides that, man, I don't know a ton of Muse, even though I do know they have obviously a very devoted and big fan base. But man, what a way to kick off your debut album right here. I thought it was really good. And yeah, man, I was a big fan of just the chorus too, and that idea of running, hiding away from the world. This man can't face his demons, so to speak, and then just kind of ends like that, ends on that cliffhanger, so to speak, man. So yeah, really strong tune right here by Muse, and we're gonna go now to Trouble by Coldplay. Oh baby, Chris Martin and company are here, Dad, as we go and listen off of their debut as well, Parachutes in 2000. I know you did a album reaction to this, and I mean, I've listened to this album before, but it's been a minute. I don't remember this song off the top of my head, but it was the third single, went to 10 in the UK, 28 on the Modern Rock Tracks chart here in the States.
And Chris Martin said the idea for writing this came from his own behavior. He said that there were, quote, some bad things going in our band. The song is about behaving badly towards somebody you really love, and I was certainly doing that to some members of the band. He added that he supposed it was about time to stop acting like a knobhead. The 4 members of Coldplay are credited as the co-writers of Trouble, but it was based on Chris's idea. This has got that great keyboard melody as well that just repeats.
Yeah, Coldplay really good at incorporating that piano in there, man.
Oh no, I see a spider web is tangled up with me, and I lost my head and thought of all the stupid things I'd said. And I'm caught in the middle, so I turned it around and thought of all the stupid things I'd done. And I never meant to cause you trouble, and I never meant to do you wrong. spider web and it's me in the middle. So I twist and turn, but here am I in my little bubble, singing out, I never meant to cause you trouble. I never meant to do you wrong. Well, if I ever caused you trouble, oh no, I never meant to do you harm. They spun a web for me. They spun a web for me. They spun a web for me.
All right, Trouble by Coldplay. I mean, I know this song. I don't know it greatly or anything, but you know what struck me is just even early Coldplay, the production and understanding how to like get melody and just get something tied in there that rings in your head and repeats. They knew it early on.
No, exactly, and that's the highlight for me on this one, Dad. Crazy that this thing is almost 25 years old.
That is crazy.
You know, Coldplay out here putting in the work on this record. Probably their best record for me outside of a Rush of Blood to the
Me
Head.
too.
That
Those
would be
are the two.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, I know most people have those two at the top, but it does ring true. Again, a beautiful, as you were mentioning, Dad, piano melody, and you know, Martin can really hit those kind of emotional high notes, so to speak, and his vocal range that come across really well. And you know, man, just an enjoyable, mellow, you know, laid back type of jam that kind of reflects the album cover, man. I'm just looking up at the yellow moon. It was all yellow, right? But all that to say, Dad, I guess we'll take it now to our winner. And for me, I got a clear cut one, and it's gonna be. It's gonna be Sunburn by Muse. All due respect to Chris Martin, but for me, this is a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I would have bet almost everything I have, which isn't a lot that you would have chosen. For me, it's much closer, but I'm gonna go with Muse.
Okay.
But great choices by David. I gotta give David some credit, right? Because he tells us he didn't like either one of these artists. He put them to the side, but he did revisit them, which is all I ever asked for people. You know, before we got on this channel, I had only a certain kind of music I like. Now I like everything. Yeah. But it's hard to push yourself out of your comfort zone to listen to other stuff. But, you know, if you don't want to do that, that's great. But you shouldn't put down the other stuff you've never heard. But kudos to David for stepping out of the comfort zone and revisiting these bands and finding that he does have stuff that he still finds redeeming about them.
No, definitely. And I know both these bands have a big online fan basis. So, of course, we want to hear down below which of these two you have coming out on top. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. And you can check out our Patreon page, link below, as well as at this end screen here in just a moment, along with another video that you might enjoy. And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Happy listening, and we will see you.